When we first started making buildings almost 25 years ago, vision was to change the landscape of the city. Started with the first building on SG Highway in 1996.
Today's guest, Mr. Sinha, the co-founder and the managing director of Savvy Group. And this man could predict very well in the 90s. उन्होंने ये predict किया था कि SG Highway in Ahmedabad is going to be the next commercial business hub or the business district for Ahmedabad. And he was bang on. So let's talk to him and let's see his vision for this project, which is an 18 holes golf course, has community living and has plotted properties. Savvy Kensville. Let's go. Hi guys, welcome to yet another episode of Pitch Perfect, and you know the fundamental of the show very well. Elevator pitches on steroids. Within 10 minutes, we'll give you the whole download of the brand and this project. And today, with me, I have a very special guest with me. Please help me welcome Mr. Sinha, who's the co-founder and managing director for Savvy Group. Let's get started. It's a very crisp podcast, which we do. So to begin with, let's talk about the brand a little. How did it come into being? The name Kensville, like it is, where did that germinate from? How did it all start?
So thank you so much for doing this, first of all. At Savvy, we have always believed in leading from the front, doing interesting things. Whatever we do is driven by passion. It's not driven purely by economics. It has to make economic sense, but it's driven by passion. When we first started making buildings almost 25 years ago, our vision was to change the landscape of the city. And we started with the first building on SG Highway in 1996. When none existed on that road. This was actually originally conceived by a gentleman from Kenya called Bhupendra Mandalia, who wanted to establish a golf course in Gujarat because he was from Gujarat but lived in Kenya. And then he approached us and we started this project almost 17 years ago now. And we acquired land in this area and we wanted to bring that at a very affordable price to India, to Ahmedabad.
If I may, how does Savvy Kensville as a brand, how does that stand apart from all the other competitors?
When we started, there were only what is known as farmhouses in India, in Ahmedabad, right? Where you had farmhouses which were like plotted development, which had a clubhouse, and then you went there for the weekend and you partied in your home, essentially. But there was no community living. There was no experience beyond your own home. What we tried to create was a community which had, like I told you, a whole idea of a golf living. And then, of course, the whole idea of a country club where you've seen the country club, we have 75 rooms, we have all the sports activities, swimming pool. It is not like a clubhouse that you have in a farmhouse project. It's a whole country club, which is much larger, much bigger, more engaging, more fulfilling experience for the members. We held the European Challenge Tour 3 years in a row between 2015 and 2020, where the prize money was $1.5 crore. That we were sponsored. We've had the top golfers of the country participate in this.
So my understanding is this was supposed to be a very different kind of a farmhouse. Sorry to underplay this.
No, absolutely.
But you made it in such a manner कि ये पूरा community यहाँ पे आके बस सकता है. So like you said, there are close to 3 lakh trees right now.
Yes, we have. One of the vision also was to build an arboretum. We did not want to create plotted development. We wanted to create the ecosystem where there will be the flora, fauna and families will thrive, which is what our tagline is. So we plant something like 30 to 40,000 trees and shrubs every year. We continue to do that even today.
Very amazing. So does this also mean there is a sustainability angle to it?
Yes, that is a huge, so again, sustainability is something that is ingrained in our philosophy.
Okay.
Even in our real estate business, everything that we do is green. Savvy Greens is one of the offshoots of Savvy that we have, which is a green consulting business that we have built. So we are also the first IGBC platinum rated resort in India, where we have received the highest rating for sustainable development.
Technically, golf courses are not supposed or are sustainable.
Yes.
But you have by the means of recycling the water. Are there other aspects also which makes it unsustainable, but are you taking measures to make sure that
Yes, there are. We have been very careful that we make an Indian golf course. So from the very beginning, we wanted Indian designers. We wanted to use Indian grass. We wanted to use Indian trees. We did not import technology or flora, fauna from outside. So we've been very careful about the habitat, that we don't want to incorporate foreign trees into this ecosystem. We don't want to bring in things that will look nice but not necessarily be local.
Samir ji, moving on to my next question.
Yeah.
आपके villa के just bahar there is this Miyawaki forest.
Correct.
Can you explain the concept of a Miyawaki forest? What is it exactly?
So Miyawaki is a Japanese technique which is being used a lot for urban forestry,
Understood.
where we can create oxygen parks essentially in an urban environment, and which happens rather quickly.
I want to understand ki what is the target audience if we had to three people who are your buyer personas. One target buyer persona is the Gen Zs and the millennials. Are there others also? Can you name like 1, 2, 3?
So I'll tell you that also has shifted.
Okay.
We had originally, when we started building this project, we wanted to, golf was a elitist sport. Most people did not understand golf, and the perception was that this is a rich man's sport. If you want to live on a golf community, you have to have a minimum budget of so much, and you have to have large investments and build a home. And we wanted to shatter that because we were trying to build a lifestyle for the affordable segment also, not necessarily for a premium segment. So what has happened is, very interestingly, if you see that we have now the entire spectrum is covered at Kensville. We have, like I said, in Saras 2 that we're launching, you can buy a plot for as affordable a price as 30 to 40 lakhs.
If I may interrupt here, as a common man's perspective, when you say 30 to 40 lakhs, what is the square
It's
yards?
about 3 to 400 square yards, and then you get a gated community, you're part of a golf club, swimming pool, sports access and all of that. And you can spend about, so within a crore, you can have a nice 2-bedroom home on a golf course.
All the Gen Zs who are watching this video.
That was my point, is I want to target the millennials and the Gen Zs because these are the people who are working hard, who have no time to get out. But I want to encourage them to get out of the city, spend, and they are the ones who are looking for experiences. And I'm telling that at the price that you can buy a garage in Bombay, you can get a golf course home in Kensville. There are people like me, oldies, who want to retire in a place like this. I wish I could do that. I mean, I would not want to leave. I can work from home here. I can live in a place like this, play golf in the morning. It's a perfect place to retire also. Our air quality compared to Bombay is going to be much better.
Much different. I'll tell you what, Sameerji, the first step when I took inside, and that's what I told my team also, the air feels different here. It feels lighter. Why this location did you choose? Was it because यहाँ पे land मिल रहा था इसके लिए, or was there some strategy?
I'll be honest about this. When we started acquiring this land here, one of the factors, of course, was that this size of land was not available anywhere else. We could not have acquired 800-900 acres of land, and this is entirely done independently without any government intervention.
Oh wow.
Through consent with all the farmers that we worked with over the last 10-15 years that we've done this. So that, of course, was one big reason. When you want to build 200 acres, 150 acres of golf course, you cannot build it on and it can't afford to build it closer to the city. So that, of course, was one big factor.
Lastly, let me ask you, any specific steps that you've taken to your marketing, or there's some strategy that you've taken care of, or is it only word of mouth, or how?
So we have honestly not done too much in terms of marketing. Some people think we did initially. So we have some very big stars as our members. You understand, you know that, right?
Yes.
So Amitabh Bachchan was a brand ambassador that we had, one of the first brand ambassador that we have.
Right.
He has a villa right next door. So we have Amitabh Bachchan, we have Sachin Tendulkar, who has a home at Kensville, Jeev Milkha Singh. So the top 3 people in their domain are all members of Kensville, and they are our brand ambassadors. Some people say we are the best kept secret because most people don't know that we are still selling. But we haven't done any aggressive marketing, honestly.
If there was one thing that you'd want to say which sums up the whole Samir Sinha phenomenon and Savvy Kensville phenomenon, what would that be?
At Savvy, always believed in exceeding expectations. And so our customers have had expectations that we've always met and exceeded. This is also another example of that. We would believe that this has been a passionate project for us. It is one of our flagship projects. I would invite people to come and explore and see what we have built. It will be truly exceeding their expectations. I have no doubt about that.
Sameerji, thank you so much for doing this with me, allowing me to do this with you, rather, and giving your time. And guys, that is it for this episode. We will be back again with another one, with yet another gentleman, promoter, developer, and another project for you. Stay tuned.